with our special guest, Karen Olenski from FCM Mortgage. They are going to come and we're going to talk about it's a tough subject for everybody, and especially now is your credit score. I know Karen and I have both in the last few months have been running into people who want to buy a house, who want to move in their own place, but their credit is suffering and we can't get them the loan. And I think Karen and I will just take a few minutes to explain how important it is to have good credit. Now, Karen, do you have anything to add about this? What are the points that people should always pay attention to?
Well, the first thing I like to tell people, speaking with them, is it sounds simple, but pay your bills on time. Just set up an auto payment if you have to, if you're not good at, getting a mailer with your statement. Just set it up automatically so you never have any late payments, because believe it or not, late payments can really ding your credit score. When I pull credit, I can see how many late payments a person has had and how it reflects on their FICO score. And it's an easy fix. So just do that. Do it consistently. Pay your rent on time, pay your credit bills on time, your car payment, all of it. If you have a current mortgage, absolutely pay it on time. That's the first step.
Okay. Now, I just when and good credit from the bank's point of view and from the landlord's point of view, good credit shows me that you have stability, that you take care of business. You don't let
Thanks.
things go. Because I
Yes.
know you're saying of the points is like you get a demerit for a 30-day late, and then you're going to
hmm
get another one for 60, and you're going to get
hmm
another one for 90, and they
Right.
all add up.
Right.
So even just one bill, you're not paying it. Uh-oh.
Right.
And
Exactly.
yeah.
And that includes, for instance, my daughter just got her first student loan payment, and she was like, here's the bill. What do I do? I'm like, oh my gosh, pay it immediately on time. So let's set this up so it never happens, because you don't want student loans to also, yeah, that's another one that you don't want it to be late ever. So for first time home buyers, you may have those coming in now.
Mhm.
Pay attention to it. Set up the auto payment. That's all. That's the best advice. The other thing I would say is, when you're looking at credit, really only apply for the credit that you absolutely need. Do not overextend yourself. Don't go into every store and set up a credit card. You just don't overextend. Have only the essential cards that you need. Make I know people have auto payments, they may have a mortgage payment, but just don't overextend yourself. And that way you can actually stay on top of it too, a lot easier.
I agree. That's probably the smartest thing what someone can do.
hmm
Now, there's one thing if you don't know your credit score or you don't know what's on your credit, I strongly recommend everyone out there to go to annualcreditreport.com and look yourself up and check out your credit report and take the time to review it. Maybe there's a mistake on there that's really hurting your score. There's
That's great.
yeah, and you just have to take the time to figure out where you stand. I know years ago I found out that I hadn't paid a $20 bill, and by golly, it sat there until I paid it off. And I didn't know. I thought, I don't know, I'm not paying it. Well, guess what?
Right.
I
Right.
paid it
Right.
because it hurts your credit,
hmm
and because your credit will not only affect you to buy your own home, to rent a nice apartment, to even get a job. It is so important that that number you have it. Your credit score is the most important number in your life.
Right. Right.
Yes, it's
And
sad.
yeah, it's true. Sad but true. And we look at FICO scores. A FICO score is the middle score from the three credit agencies that we pull. We can't go with the highest credit score. We can't go with the lowest one. We have to go with that middle score, which is your FICO. So you want to make sure that that's in maybe the 620, 640 range.
Mm.
And just like you said, just go to that website and review it, because there might be something incorrect, and don't dispute it. Pay it and then talk to that credit agency to see what the issue is. but just pay it and then
Yeah,
question.
but the idea too is whenever you talk to them about disputing anything,
Hmm.
do not lie, do not mess around, be honest. You can get more flies with honey than you will with vinegar.
Right,
And this is absolutely the truth, because I know people are upset and they get mad about the fact it's on your credit report or this is a mistake, but you're yelling at the wrong people.
right,
And yeah, and I think there's a ways of getting your credit cleared up, and you really need to do that. It's worth your time and effort.
right.
Mhm.
Because when you're starting the process of, looking for a home and getting pre-approved, you know, that's a little bit late in the game to start doing credit repair. It's better to be prepared. Get get a hold of it now
Mhm.
and
It'll take
build it.
months to fix your credit.
It can, correct. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Some of you will say, "Oh, you can fix it in 20 minutes and raise your score by 100 points or something
yeah,
silly." And I'm going, "All right,
yeah,
I don't
no.
know what you're talking about, but all right."
Right. Right.
Pay your bills. That's the biggest thing.
Hmm.
Don't overextend yourself. Um, and also, now this is a little bit unrelated, but I wanted to, because we've all had stories like this where you had a client who, right before they're going to close on their house, they go ahead and they buy furniture, or they open it. You know what I'm saying? They open up
Right.
credit right at the end.
Right.
Why does that scare the banks to death?
You do not want to do anything while you are in the process of being pre-approved before your loan closes. Do not take on any additional credit because that will count against your debt to income ratio. All of
See,
a sudden, we have a formula and we see that currently with your debt and your mortgage payment, you'll be good with whatever your income is. You don't want to take on any additional credit while you are in this process because that will add to your monthly liability, which will decrease your home purchasing power. So
hmm.
before the loan closes, it's like we have to do a quick review of credit and all that stuff again. We don't want to see any movement. Just keep paying those bills on time. Don't take on any
You can
other
buy the
credit.
furniture after we close, and
That's
then we
correct.
don't care. You
Yes.
can buy whatever you like, and then
Yes.
just yes.
Good point.
Yeah, well, I just one of those things. I just have a thing of a client of mine years ago, and she'd done that, and I asked her not to, and it's like, oh, she did it anyway, and she lost it.
Ugh, right. Right.
Yeah, and then she was heartbroken, and I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you because you can't
Right.
do that.
Right.
Yeah, um, I think it's just you have to monitor your credit all the time. Just don't go to the annual credit report just once. You got to make it a habit. You got to go there
Yes.
every couple of months, even
Right.
every quarter, and you just look through it, and everything looks great, great. Um,
Right.
and paying off your debt really does raise your credit score like nothing else. Um, it just I enjoy my as I've gotten older. I really, really, really like good credit. It bothers me if it gets too low because I
Hmm.
have too much debt or something. It's like
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and it's. I know the thing is you want to train kids early. It's like what would you recommend to parents for helping their children have good credit so when they turn 18, 19 years old, they're not in trouble where they have no credit at all.
Hmm.
What can a parent do?
Well, I told my daughter to just get one credit card, just
Hmm.
one, and buy a few things that you can afford to pay off at the end of the month and just keep doing that. So just use it, pay it off every month, use it and pay just one. That's all you need to start, when you're 18, you know, 19,
Okay.
20, whatever. That's a good starting point that will establish. Or if you have a cell phone, you're paying it, do that, pay that bill on time every month. That's going to be great. That'll be a really good way to start establishing very good credit at a young age.
So the idea is if you have just one bill or whatever bills you have, you pay them off right away and
Yes.
never overextend yourself.
Right. Keep the purchases small
Oh
that
yeah.
you can pay it off at the end of the month.
I want to know what they do this still in college because I remember when I went to college and I applied for a credit card, they gave me a big old bag of M&Ms. I still remember it was like a 1 pound bag. I'm like, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That's
Hmm.
how like So that was like my first credit card was
Right.
that
Right.
you know.
Right.
But
And the other thing is just remember that the rollover balance, that's
yes,
accumulating interest and that's extra money you don't want to have to pay.
true. That I think is just it when you realize how much, because I know when interest rates went up just now, a lot of debt, people's credit card debt pretty much exploded. And
Yes.
I think a lot of people are really struggling with this now, and they don't. It's, yes, I hope that we can stay on top of it. Your own personal things, you have to pay off your debt. You have, because honestly, I know this sounds silly to some people, but freedom is financial freedom. It's when you don't have, when you're not in a position where, oh, I can't take advantage of that opportunity because I have no money in the bank.
Hmm.
Oh, we can't buy the nice building or buy the property we want because, well, we have too much junk and we've bought too
Hmm.
much. And
Hmm.
I think that's really good for children, and especially kids. Now, I've heard people say about opening up a credit card in your child's name when he was still underage, and it'd be you and him. Is that a good idea or no?
I don't know about that. You really want to
Okay.
wait until this individual is of legal contracting age, 18
Well, I
to
guess,
really.
yeah. I mean, he is your child, so I guess you probably know better and like to give him money like that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
wait till he turns 18. It's probably
And
smarter.
yeah, it really does build up that person's understanding of how money works. You make
Yes.
it, you buy some things, you don't overextend yourself, you don't have those rollover balances going, I just can't pay my bill this month. It's really a good way to understand how money works and how to save, spend a little bit, but you know, it's it's not until you do it individually in your own name that you really get it.
Oh, that makes complete sense. Yes. If mom's paying the bills, so what?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's still
exactly.
that extra little security net you've got going, and you really need to be on your own to understand it.
Yeah, I just it's I know it's repeating it. We just keep repeating ourselves, but I really do tell everybody it means so much, especially for employment. I mean, I've had really nice people looking to rent apartments, and I'm looking at their credit score, and I'm like, I can't help you.
Mhm.
And
Right.
they're like, well, I have this and that. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm like, well, I got a cosigner, but your credit's so bad,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
yeah, it just yeah, you got to pay attention to it because anyone with really low credit shows me that their life is out of control. It shows me that they're not paying attention to the little things. You know, that tells me everything about them, and it's scary. From a landlord point of view, it's scary.
Right. And, if you cannot manage your monthly payments on incidental items from Target
Yes.
or wherever, what are you gonna do when that mortgage payment comes every month? Because that is a bad one to let it lapse. So, yeah, it's almost like you need to get into the habit, you need to develop this behavior before you buy a home of paying that bill on time because every month you're gonna have a mortgage payment and you must pay that on time. That
Yes.
will that will incur a lot of extra fees. It will really, really ding your credit. So,
You miss one payment on a mortgage, and it will be on your record for years.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
and I know
yeah,
this because, to be honest, I missed a payment. We missed a payment years ago now, and it's still there. And now we paid it on the 16th because we realized we had done that. But even
mhm,
that one day was enough, and
right,
it's still there.
right,
So, and I've got great credit, and it's still
mhm,
there. You
mhm,
know,
yes,
so mm, uh, it's. I think it's. I don't. I just don't. I guess I got nothing else to add. It's an important number for you. You
yes,
absolutely must guard your number and know it. And the most important thing in your life is your credit numbers financially. You know, I think on dates you should be able to check somebody's credit. You know what I'm saying? Just go right through there.
So, annualcreditreport.com, can't say that enough, check it.
Yes,
By the
absolutely
time I
for
get
everyone.
people when people start, reaching out to me, I kinda wish they had started talking to me months before they really wanna purchase
Yes.
because I can help them at some point, I can look at their credit reports and give them ideas on what to do to raise their score, but it's so much more beneficial to do it a little bit before they
Well,
decide to put a
sure. Yeah, you're
contract
slowing
on
the
a
process
property.
down. And
Mhm.
you're saying
Right.
you want to buy a house now. We're like, but like, wait a second here,
Right.
because even raising your credit point 100, if you can raise your credit score 100 points, just how much you will save on interest on that mortgage, you
Right.
know?
It affects here's the thing. FICOs affect the interest rate that you get.
Yes.
So that's why we are adamant about having good scores. And also, some programs will not let you have a score of, the low sixes. You
Oh,
have to,
sure.
just to be able to qualify for a conventional loan, you have to have, a good credit score. So think of it that way. Just to get in this game, you have to kind
Yeah.
of
The
keep your,
high interest conventional loan
yes,
is what you would get your bare minimum credit score of a 620 or a 650. But if you can get it up to 720, oh, you're
right,
saving tens of thousands of dollars.
right. And it's really not that hard to get it there. Just pay that balance down don't close out the account. Just pay that balance down every single month. So it's, every month it's down to zero.
Yes. I think everybody you have to learn how to save. They should put a missing poster of you up in Starbucks because we haven't seen this guy in a long time. You know what I'm saying? He's okay. You know what I'm saying? Did he move away? You know what I'm saying? Hope his wife
Mhm.
didn't kill him. That's what I'm saying. That's you have to change your habits completely. And
Yes.
everybody says like, well, I can't save any money. I'm like, well, that just simply isn't true. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you you can find it. You just have to look for it. And I guess is there anything else you'd like to add? I mean, I think we're kind of wrapping this up.
The last thing I could say is reach out to a loan officer, to a lender, just to start the conversation.
Yes, and
It,
everyone out there, go ahead and if you go ahead and hit the UPC code up here on the top, you're gonna get our information, especially Karen's information, and Karen will certainly help you with the process of getting your credit ready so you can buy a house. Interest rates are falling. You need to be prepared. The
right.
market is not really going down in the city. Some neighborhoods are suffering, but for the most part, no. There's limited inventory. The, the game is still very, very tight, and
Hmm.
rates are coming down. I really think that if you want to buy a home, now is as good a time as any. At least get the process started.
Right.
So let us know. Reach out to us, and we can certainly help you get started on the right path so you can be happier and richer. Okay,
That's right.
that's what this is all about. You know, because you want to build wealth. Home ownership is probably the easiest way this will happen.
Hmm.
um, Everybody needs a place to live. You know. Anyway, Karen, I really do appreciate you coming on with us. Um, and seriously, I really enjoyed talking to you, and I can't
Same
wait
here.
to talk to you again. All right, everybody, have a
Thank you,
great
Tom.
day. Make sure you take care of your credit. It's the most important number in the world. Mhm.
That's
Good
right.
thing I don't have any children. They'd be annoyed with me by now, be lecturing all the time. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Karen. Take care.
Okay.